What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about CLANKER TokenBot today. It is the second day of November. The purpose of this video is to give an accurate forecast as far as where the price is going to go. How low does it go? Yes, it has lower to go. And when it bounces, where are we going to go from there? If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's get into it, you guys. It is the second day of November, like I said. Here we are, $79 is the price, 7 hours, 34 minutes left in this day and in this week as a whole. Dealing with the fortuitous aftermath of last week moving up 4x from an open to a closing basis. I mean, from a low to a high, how much did you do? Low to high. That was an overall almost 6x move, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff. And now you're pulling back a little bit, right? It's funny. It's really funny how people are in crypto because right now, last week, CLANKER was the best thing. TokenBot's the best thing. Now everybody's calling it a scam. It's not a scam. It's still really good, right? It's down 30% this week, but that's normal. You guys, a 47% pullback, 48% pullback, that's normal in crypto, right? It really is. Even in the midst of a move that does a 10x or a 20x or whatever, this is a healthy pullback. It's what we see. It's just how it is. I very much do believe that we have lower to go. If we look at this here on a daily time frame from a low to a high, see, now this is where the question comes in mind for me. Do I take that low or do I take this low? You know, it's not that big of a difference, but 73 bucks, 72 bucks, you know, it's I want to be accurate. I want to be perfect. I think that we probably do go just below $72. It's very common in powerful moves like this, and I don't think anybody would argue that this is a powerful move, right? I mean, literally one day 65%, the next day 92%, the next day 41% powerful. It's very common to bounce right off the 382. So $72 specifically is where I would think that we go. If not 73 at the lowest, you know, but you've already hit 75.20. So on the bright side, I doubt you have too much lower to go. On the downside, maybe a little bit lower. It's also somewhat common. Whoops. It's also somewhat common in moments like this to wick below the 382 and then close above it. So if we take out $72, fret not. That's not a big deal. It's actually very normal to wick just below the 382 and then close above there. If we were to wick below the 382, we'd come in direct contact right below the 382 there with prior areas of resistance, which again, you know, even without the fibs, it might be easy to deduce that we are destined to go somewhat around $70, maybe just below, maybe just above. We don't have to stop right here. We can stop just above this area. We can go a little bit lower. It's possible. So really anything from, I would say, $65 to $72. You're at $79.80 right now is what I would expect. I personally wouldn't be surprised if you interacted with this prior price action, so you probably do go a little bit below 72. That's what I'm forecasting right now. Let's look at the short-term stuff. We'll zoom back out, and then we'll talk about where we're going to the upside, okay? 1 hour time frame, just to see if we're missing anything in the charts here real quick. 1 hour time frame, looking at the RSI, very weak, very beat up, but it's the 1 hour. So, you know, you've been moving down recently, so that's to be expected. The MACD's building bearish momentum. I can't imagine that you're done moving lower just yet. Looking at this overall, sure, you might see some volatility. Sure, maybe you go all the way up to $100 from here. It'll still just be a lower high, you know. So don't get too excited. I'll tell you what, you can get excited for any kind of bounce or recovery when, let's see, let me take this low to this high here. When we're above, yeah, when we close, if we can close a 4 hour time frame above $100 again, then it's time to get excited. Let's leave it at that. That's nice and easy to remember. We did just tip the golden ratio here, the 1.618. So again, you could find a little bit of support, but it's fairly common to go from this area to the 1.272 and then down. So if we go up to like 86 bucks, don't be amused. Even if we go all the way up to $98, don't be amused. We could break above $100. It's still not time to be amused until you close a 4 hour time frame above there. All right. We're all on the same page. Even like $102, really. You could close above 100 and it's still not good enough. You have to close above 102 to be completely fair. But I would think 69, 66 bucks. That looks like a nice opportunity right there. That's the zone probably that we're going to go to. 69 to 66 bucks. At least $72. That'd be my expectation. Okay, so a little bit lower. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, the RSI is looking nice here, bouncing right off the oversold zone. 3 hours 30 minutes left though. I mean, you could bounce off the oversold zone here, but you are overall in a downtrend, right? Lower lows and lower highs. And what I'm about to tell you is not a rule. It's not like a strict thing that has to be respected, but typically, this is the norm, is that when you get a downtrend, you finish in the oversold zone, and we look for bullish divergence in these kind of trends. It doesn't always happen, but typically you end in the oversold zone at least. We're not really in it here. I wouldn't say that we're in it here. Let me see if I can find an example. right? I mean, like that was a downtrend right there, lower lows and lower highs, and then you finished in the oversold zone with bullish divergence, literally. Downtrend here, finished in the oversold zone with a double bottom, not bullish divergence, but still finished, in the oversold zone nonetheless. It's just more common to do that, so I would think that we do have a little bit lower to go with that. But with that being said, again, if this hour closes green, if this 4-hour period closes green, we will be getting a bounce off the oversold zone in which we might return to the 40, come down, find a lower high, and then proceed lower over the coming days. So again, a move up to like $85, $90. Don't be thrown off by that. Don't get too excited. We probably still have lower to go. We look at the stochastics. Stochastics are trash. We're going down. MACD. The MACD is forming some bullish divergence, to be completely fair. Very red here. What I like about this is just look at how much red you have compared to green, right? And look at how much work you did to the upside versus to the downside. The bulls are clearly in control here, right? I don't care if you bought the all-time high or if you bought the top right here. It's going to come back. Just be patient. In this game, in moments like this, it's actually okay to buy the high. You'll never hear anyone tell you that, but it's okay to buy the high. It's just not okay to buy the high and sell the low. Because right now you feel dumb. You probably feel just like this guy did who bought over here. But as time went on, as long as he held, guess what? He's smart now. Now, you're smart for buying at $31, $30, whatever that price high is, right? Now you're really smart for that, right? Right now, you might feel silly, you might feel dumb, but when this thing's at $1,000, you're going to feel really smart. So just be patient, right? The real, what's the word I'm looking for here? Moral of this story is that it's okay to buy the high as long as you don't sell the low, because it will come back. Not always. Don't apply that to everything. But in this chart, we are expecting more growth to happen for sure. Anyways, 4-hour time frame suggests that we go lower. We are setting up for a low and setting up for recovery. I just think that we need a little bit lower to go. MACD allows for it. Stochastics allow for it. The RSI allows for it. Whatever. All very positive on the daily time frame. And this is where things start to get bullish. So we can see here on the daily time frame, the 3-day time frame, getting bullish, getting overbought here, breaking above the zero on your MACD, doing the same stuff here on the daily time frame. I'm just using the 3-day time frame because it zooms out. It gives us a better representation of the overall price here. I want to look, instead of taking this high to low, the all-time high to the all-time low, which, by the way, that all-time high right there is exactly to a T where we found resistance. Maybe we should respect that. I want to see back here if this is the level that we should be taking. I guess it's the same level, isn't it? High to low. What low is that? That's $20.40. Is it the same? That one's at like 14. February 2025. This is May. Okay, so the high from back here then, it would be the high from back here. Okay, cool. So high from there, low to here. It's the same low, yeah. 1343. This one is 1420. It's a little bit different. I might trust this one more. They both look like they're being respected on the fibs as far as that goes. I don't know. The difference is, I mean, just look at the extensions, right? 266 here at a minimum. This one's minimum is 273. And then as we go higher, these differences get bigger, right? The golden ratio is at 621. Here, the golden ratio is at 592. It's slight differences, subtle differences. But I'm going to use this chart because I think being on TradingView, not on Dex Screener, this is probably the chart that most traders, therefore their trading algorithms and bots that they're setting up, market makers, they're probably paying attention to this chart more. That's my thought. That's my theory. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's some very direct support right there at the 236 and over here as well, and significant resistance to the golden ratio several times. I really wouldn't be surprised at all just looking at this now. Because we've gone below the 786, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we went down to this area. So good news and bad news. The potential lower price has just opened up a little bit more. The golden ratio, $59, could be the lowest that we go to. So we're at $80 now. Maybe we're not as close to the low as I thought, but $59 I think would be the lowest that we go to. I'm personally still under the impression that we find support between $72 to $65. I'm personally under that impression still. But we could go as low as $59 is what we've just learned here. And that's fine. That's actually really good. You want to have cheaper prices to buy so that you can catch more of that upside. Inevitably, CLANKER, TokenBot, you're on your way. Even if you bought at the current prices, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but even if you bought at the current prices, you're on your way to higher prices. We should see a 3.2x to a 7.3x move before this thing is done. Okay, you'll probably consolidate here a little bit. I'm not saying that you're going to move up today or tomorrow or next week even. Maybe next week, maybe. But you could spend some time consolidating in this area, and then sometime later in November, I would expect by the end of the month, you're at 266 to 592, somewhere in this range. I doubt you're above 592, but you've got a very low market cap here at $78 million. We could see crazy things happen, you guys. I mean, we saw it happen last week, right? Absolutely crazy stuff. So we've got a whole month, let alone just 1 week left in this month here. So we really could see prices above $600. I'm not forecasting that myself. I think 600 to 266 by the end of the month is appropriate. I very much do think we'll be above this price, but I don't think we'll be above this one. Time will tell. We'll see how it goes. But I definitely do believe that what we're seeing here is a massive move from what is effectively the bottom of an overall horizontal channel, right? We're at the bottom of this range. Massive move. So clearly some accumulation. We found direct resistance at our all-time highs. So I think that there is a little selling pressure, but this is, again, I think this is a last call kind of opportunity. This is the moment right before the big move happens. Okay, we see this kind of stuff happen all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if you consolidate here for another week or two, or maybe even more. I'm thinking it'll be less than 2 weeks, but maybe more. You never know. But certainly you should see a spectacular breakout very, very soon. And I think it will take us above 255 or higher. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. If you're panicking because you're down 25% over the past 3 days, just hold your breath. It'll be over before you know it. The low is soon. The low from a time perspective, enterprise perspective, is very close, and then we should be singing Kumbaya, watching the sunrise as the coming weeks go by. I got nothing else. Hit the like button. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye.